All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Let's see. Looking pretty good. Just got to scoot over a little bit. I can't see myself while that intro credit thing is rolling, so let me get all situated here so we can get going with this live stream. All righty. Well, welcome. I see 9 in the chat right now. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me and everything is good. That would be much appreciated as we get started here. I'm going to throw a little logo up in the top right. Should I go white or black? Let's go white here. Got a little logo action. Let's turn this guy around. We'll talk about this little dude. my little happy sad octopus thing. I'm sure it has a name, but I don't know what it is. Dale Kelly, thank you so much for letting me know that the audio and video is good. Thanks, Jay, for letting me know. Welcome to all of you, and thanks for tuning in for this Thirsty Thursday. I am excited about tonight. It has been a hell of a day. It's been a crazy day for me, and I just need to sit down and have a couple of pours. So I'm really excited to be doing this. If you're tuning in right now and you haven't liked the video, please just throw a like on the video. Just help it get out there. Tonight, we're already almost at the top end of what I've ever had in chat, which I think is like 12 or 13. So this week, I was able to get, gosh, I don't know, almost 100 more subscribers this week, which is crazy for a channel that's almost to 300. That's like a third of my subscribers in a week. I hooked up with Chris from Hot Buttery Rolls last Saturday. He threw some love my way, and I was able to get a lot of subs from that. And then Jason from the Mash and Drum shouted me out last night, and just a couple other things here and there. And I've been getting a lot of great traction. So this is amazing. I'm looking forward to hanging with you tonight. Steve, what's up? Cheers all. Cheers to you. I am getting started here with just a little bit of E.H. Taylor small batch. I wanted something like, you know, nice and easy to drink to get started, especially because at the very least tonight I'm going to have 8 pours. Don't know if I'm going to finish 8 pours, but I have 8 things poured out, so I decided I need to kick it off with something relaxed, a little bit sweet here with the E.H. Taylor small batch and everything like that. Hey, what's up? Jason's in the house with the Mash and Drum. Dude, it's really good to see you here. You are one of the people that got me into Whiskey Tube, especially the bourbon side of things. I was always a Scotch drinker for a long time. I was watching, you know, Ralphie. We all know Ralphie. Love him, and whiskey.com. And then when I switched over to bourbon, Jason, I think your channel was the first one that came up, which made a lot of sense because as a drummer, I'm sure that's why it popped into my feed. So cheers to you, man. I'll raise a glass to that. It's good to see a really established whiskey tuber in the chat. So that's freaking awesome. And actually today, Scott from My Bourbon Journey subbed to the channel, dropped a comment. And so like things are moving along here, and I'm really excited about it. And I can't wait to collaborate with more people in the whiskey tube community soon. So again, crazy week for me. You know, there was supposed to be all this inauguration protest stuff going on. And so Columbus, downtown where I live, or I live close to downtown, it's like it was shut down for the week. And since I play with the orchestra, all the orchestra services got, you know, messed up, and they had to cram everything into 4 days, which was going to be over the course of more than a week. So for the next couple of days here, I'm doing double duty at the orchestra, and that's really great. But if you read the description of this video, it was like stream of consciousness trying to get this thing up tonight. And I finally figured out like what blind challenge I wanted to do today. And I had my fiance, before she went to the gym, make some blind pours for me. So that's going to be awesome. Cheers to everybody in the chat right now. Beth Higgins, I think this might be your first time here. Cheers to you. Jay, again, cheers. Jason, Peter, hey, good to see you, Peter. Always in the chat here. Thank you so much for the support. If you haven't liked the video, please go ahead and like it. Yeah, so with 9 pours or 8 pours or whatever the hell I've got here, we should go ahead and get started. I took my, I always take emergency vitamin C supplements before I do these, in the hope that like if I get too drunk, maybe vitamin C will help me. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But alrighty. Michael Johnson, cheers to you, man. And thanks for sharing the Facebook post. I appreciate it. All right, so this is what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to just do 2 different blind challenges. Typically, I have been doing like 3-part tastings on my live streams here. My lives have bumped around from Monday to Thursday night. I think we're pretty well settled on Thursday at this point. And I wanted to start tonight by tasting through 3 different pours that I really like, especially batch 3. I'm talking about the Remus Repeal Reserve that we have up here on the drum. So very familiar with batch 3, and then batch 2 and 4 here is you know, what I'm going to be tasting as well. And these I haven't tasted for about 6 to 8 weeks at this point. So I wanted to revisit and see what I think of these pours. I'm not entirely sure when these drop each year, but you know, who knows? Batch 5, haven't heard anything about something like that yet. Just thought it would be good to check these out. And while we're at it, I should mention something here. And that's the little googly eyeballs on all of my bottles. And this is something that my fiance did the other morning when I was sleeping in a little bit from having too many pours the night before. So she googly-eyed every freaking bottle of mine in this room, which is like almost 200 bottles. And including anything that has eyeballs on it, which is this damn octopus, my mask from China in the back, all sorts of shit. So it's hilarious. I'm going to leave them. I think it's awesome. Josh, what's up, man? Playing Mario Kart. That's a decent excuse, I guess. Let's see here. Steve P, searching for Remus Volstead now. No, I've never tried that one. Jason, have you tried that one? If you're still here, let me know. I've been curious about that one. The price tag, pretty expensive, above 200, I think, but I've always been curious about that. Hey, Lito, just got your half bottle from a club member yesterday. That's awesome, man. Hey, I just actually mailed your samples out like 45 minutes ago. I just got back from FedEx. So I sent your samples, and Daniel, I'm not sure if Daniel's in the chat right now. I got your samples out. So your Wild Turkey Master's Keep, Henry McKenna, and 1982 Johnny Walker are on the way. Alrighty. So here's the dealio. I had, like I said, my fiance made some blind pours up here for me. So we poured out 3 different cups of the Remus Repeal. I have them down here on my table. You cannot see them here, but we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. I have the actual names of the batches written on note cards underneath. And like I do for all of these live streams, I'm going to show you the note card. I'm going to turn my head, and that's the way we're going to do it. It's the ghetto way of doing a blind tasting live. Jason has a video on the Volstead. Oh, great. I did not know that. So thank you, Beth, for that. Hey, Daniel, what's up? Yep, your samples are on the way. All 5 of them. I hope I sent you the right ones. I just sent out 16 samples. So, you know, hope I didn't screw that one up. 300 plus on that. Oh, good Lord. Moving backwards in the chat here like a rookie. It's delicious but expensive. Most things I feel like are this. Although I did just review Chattanooga 111, and I dropped that 15 minutes ago. I just finished it. It's been a long day. So when we get done with the live stream here, you guys, there is a new review of Chattanooga 111 up. And that's another one that is good, but not that expensive. Definitely a surprise pour for me at the end of 2020. Cheech, I see Cheech in the chat. Hey, what's up, man? I know you're a drummer. And I've heard a lot of things about you in the Whiskey Tube community, so we've got a lot of drummers in the house right now. So cheers to you, Cheech. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into glass number 1 here. I'm going to show all of you what's in this glass, which batch here of Remus. Oh, it smells so good already. Alrighty, let's see what we got. All right, man, drummers in the house. So, like I said, I'm going to show you a note card of what's in this glass. Let me know if you can see it. Just give me a yes or a thumbs up or a no. Don't put in the chat what's in this glass right now. Don't ruin it for everybody. So let me show you right now. Let me know if you guys can see this. I'll move it just a little bit. Let me know if you saw what is under glass number 1. We'll get to it. All right, so immediately hit with a nice little bit of oak here. Yeah, a little bit of sour tannic oak going on here. Just like some warehouse funk. A little bit of dark cherry as well. Oh, this smells great. Like a little bit of caramel apple in this particular Remus. Wow, we got 18 in the chat. Holy crap. If you guys are here right now and you haven't liked the video, please like the video. This is the most I've ever had in chat, and it's really cool to see so many names in here. So, hell yeah. Thank you guys for the support. Alrighty. Great. So, yeah, this first batch, really nice oak, really good dark cherry note, a little bit of apple in here, caramelized apple. Nice and funky. Let's see what we get on the palate here. Cheers, everybody. This one's really nice and easy on the palate. Not a ton of spice up front. A little bit peppery. Yeah, black pepper for sure on the palate here. And all of these are 100 proof, 50%ers. So they're all going to be nice and easy sippers. I tend to love all of these Remus batches. Although batch 3 I've definitely had the most of these days. All right, I'm losing track of the chat here because I've never had so many friggin' people in the chat. I don't know how you do it, Jason. All right, Cheech says, just watched the 111 video. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was a re-review. I just wanted to make sure the video I put out was the best quality, and the first one was just full of bullshit and clickbait. So I didn't want to be that kind of YouTube channel, and I didn't want to put that out there. Daniel, yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for checking that out. And I didn't want to go anti-Blanton's. I mean, I'm a little anti-Blanton's, but not enough to make a whole video about it, at least yet. Okay, you guys. It said Malort. Beth, I don't think it said Malort. It doesn't taste like that. Heard Jason at a stream that he's looking forward to getting with you for a dram soon. Yeah, I sent Jason a message. Hopefully we can link up at some point in the future. Things are crazy as hell right now, though. Planning to get on some lives, Jason says. Okay, Remus is MGP. Yep. MGP's own label. Retail price, $85, $80, something like that for these Remus Repeals. I want to get back to tasting here. Let's see. 81 in Illinois. I believe it's 85 in Ohio plus tax. No practice or rehearsal today. Need a rest. Back at it for the weekend. Awesome, man. It's... Oh, no, man. You're good. Cheech. Yeah, man. It's good that you're gigging, though, right now. You know, with everything shut down, it's been really tough. A lot of the orchestras are starting to come back, and I'm doing a lot of virtual concerts now to try to make ends meet, really, because financially things are just freaking crazy. All right. Yeah, so this first one's really, really delicious. I'm going to go ahead and move on to number 2. But yeah, oak, caramel apple, dark cherry, a little bit of warehouse funk on there, some black pepper. Really solid pour there on number 1. Oh, number 2, that is interesting. That is really interesting. Number 2 has like... I mean, the first thing I'm hit with is orange candies. I mean, really sticky orange candies. When you think about citrus in a bourbon, it's not what you think of. Citrus is usually more, I don't know, rounded, integrated. This is like an Old Forester 1910. That level of sweet candy, that's for me is cherry and banana, and you instead all orange. That's what's in glass number 2 here. Yeah, wow, can't get that out of there. Still a good bit of oak here on number 2 though, on the nose. Cheech says, no gigs at all for over 3 months last year. Fortunately, things are looking up for 2021. Take every gig that's offered. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what I do normally, I guess my day job is a percussion soloist, classical, contemporary, that kind of stuff. So I do a lot of recitals. I do a lot of touring and playing concertos with orchestras, that kind of thing. So I don't play as much drum set anymore. And, I think all of these different worlds kind of collapsed, not just one market in particular. So I've been doing a little bit more frequent playing, I guess, now with the orchestras and things like that are coming back. But all of my personal solo projects and like recitals and stuff, I had to convert my entire basement into a recording studio, a home studio. I bought 2 super nice cameras so that I can produce live events from my basement because there's just no other way to do it right now. So yeah, man, I totally get it. I only have the 3 and both juice and the bottle are great. Yeah, Remus 3 is great. I have a feeling that this second pour with this really strong orange note is not number 3 because I'm not used to this strong orange note in my Remus Repeal. And the other 2 bottles I have, batches 2 and 4, I haven't had that much of them, so I'm not super familiar. Cheech says 1910 in my glass. Cheers, man. I just did a review of that with Elijah Toasted and Woodford Double Oak. That's going to come out tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that one. All right, let's check out number 2 on the palate here. Way more prominent rye spice and still that candied orange note in whatever this second batch is here. And I realized I didn't show you guys the note card for pour number 2. So let me pull this note card up and turn my head. Give me a little thumbs up. Give me a yes that you can see what's under this glass. All right. Put that back down. Yeah, wow. Candied orange, pepper, lots of green rye spice in this one. Still some oak, but not quite as much oak as glass number 1. This one also has a little bit of cherry, but right now, I can't get the pepper out of my mouth. It tastes like I took a freaking pepper grinder I'm not going to continue with what I'm saying right now. It's going to get weird. I think on the last live stream, oh, that's weird. That's so spicy. I don't know if I like that. That's a weird batch. On the last live stream, the shelf turds were hanging out. I think it was David, and I ended up saying something about a pour ripping my pants off or some shit like that. You just say things when you're on a live stream and you don't know what the hell is going on. What's the age on these Remus expressions? That's a great question. Let me move this freaky looking zombie octopus. He looks like he's high. Look at this octopus's eyes. He looks like he smoked something. Let's be honest. The age is like, I think 11 and 12 years usually for these. Batch 3 is a blend of 11 and 12. Batch 4, not sure. I would think it's the same. I don't have a neck tag on this one. I'm not sure if it's supposed to have one. And batch number 2, not sure. I would assume they're all around that 11, 12-year-old mark. Put it in the chat if you guys know about the age on some of these Remus expressions here. Yeah, 3 is great. 3 is really, really sweet. Jason turned me on to that one in his review, so that's a great batch. Goes down too easily, though. Okay, so pretty good oak profiles on both of these. Love that MGP just profile on both of them. But number 1 for me is definitely a favorite right now because number 2, even though it has this awesome candied orange note, it's a little overpowering, a little out of balance, and the pepper spice is like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Usually about 9 to 12, Jason says, on the age there. And yeah, oh, sure, right. So we have like, on a lot of these, they give you 2007 bourbon, it'll say on here. So it's not giving you months or anything, but you can estimate the years. Yeah, so they're all looking to be, well, yeah, something like that, between 9 and 12. And they're all pretty high rye. We're talking most generally here favoring the 21% rye mash bill from MGP, but there's a lot of the 36 rye in here too. So I tend to like the 21 a little bit better, if I'm honest with you. Number 3 is delicious. Number 3 is totally delicious. You've seen note cards 1 and 2. Here's what's in glass number 3 here. Just a little thumbs up. Let me know you saw it. Sometimes the autofocus doesn't like to work. Put that back down. Wow. Number 3 is just rich, dark fruits and oak and cherry. Oh, really nice caramel notes in here. Like, just beautiful age. It's really balanced on the nose, like through and through. Yeah, number 2. This really makes number 2 seem out of whack. It's so weird. Pepper and orange. 3 is wonderful. Okay, so 3 is definitely more dark fruit than number 1 here. In glass number 1, I'm getting a lot more butterscotch and caramel when I go back to that. At first it seemed really fruity and dense with cherry notes, but as you compare it to number 3 definitely outperforms it on the dark fruit and the cherry notes. Those are the notes I'm most familiar with Remus, especially like batch 3. Like that's the kind of thing that I usually get in batch 3. These other 2 I'm not entirely sure about. I would think that pour number 3 is batch 3 right now, but let's see how I do here. Yeah. Number 3's got great cinnamon. Combination of like cinnamon, some baking spices, good pepper in there. Tons and tons and tons of rich dark fruits there with a lot of oak presence. And a little bit of leather here in the finish. Oh, man, number 3 is delicious. Let's see what we have in the chat here. Little air helps. Yeah, I think we're talking about the old Remus here. Yeah, batch 3 still opening up. I think mine honestly got a little too easy going. It's had a lot of air in my batch 3. I've had it for quite a while now. I think it's like mellowed out too much. So I'm not sure. I'm also below the halfway line, so I should probably get on it and start killing this bottle a little bit. Shannon says 3 gets even better after some air gets in. Oh my God. There we go. Stay up on the screen. Jay says, I think you might need a more stable platform. I get it. It's a drum. One thing I do with this drum, which I haven't for this live stream because I needed to use this on a recording session just the other day. I usually crank the head as tight as, you safely can crank the head. That way it's not a loose drum head and it doesn't bounce as much. It's just one of those things I realized, like, you need a stable platform here. Rob says, I've been waiting for the obligatory drum tip over for weeks now. I'm not waiting on that. It's probably going to happen one of these days. Sometimes my lights will just fall. They fall into my shit. I'm very worried about this drum falling over one of these days. Yeah, 3 turns into cherry Coke. Absolutely. 3, though, for me, Jason, it's a little too easy going, if I remember. Like, it gets flat tasting just a bit. But I'm obviously, I'm being nitpicky and complaining here. For an on-the-shelf $85 product, a little bit of a high price, but the value's off the charts, and these aren't hard to find. They don't explode on secondary, which is amazing. So I'm going to compare glasses 1 and 3 here and see which one is better. Okay. On the nose, I kind of like glass number 1 the best because of the rich butterscotches and caramels that we have in here. It's a little bit more traditional bourbon profile as opposed to like really dark fruit heavy. But honestly, this could come down to dealer's choice. Like whatever you're into, whether it's caramelized flavors or fruity flavors, this could go either way. I'm going to say the nose on number 1 is my favorite. The nose on 3 is like the closest second, and the nose on number 2 is like very strange with those orange and spice notes. Now let me do 1 and 3 on the palate and see which one is better here. So let's start with glass 1. Oh yeah. Yeah, just so much vanilla and caramel and butterscotch in this one. The balance with the spice is amazing on number 1. It balances the baking spice and the pepper with all of those traditional bourbon notes. And a heap of oak, but not too much oak. Glass 1 is amazing. And now let's try glass 3 here, which is a little bit fruitier. Oh yeah, all those dark fruits. Oh, this is tough. This is tough. This could be a tie for first, honestly. Good Lord. Put a kettle drum there. Steve, I don't know if you're a drummer or not, but kettle drums or timpani, those things cost way too much money. And they're humongous. It would never fit right here. This room is like itty bitty that I'm in right now. I just try to make it look as big as I can and as good as I can with the equipment that I have. But yeah, timpani would not fit in this room. Oh my gosh, you live right by MGP. I've never been in that area before. Would love to check it out at some point. I can only imagine the aroma from the plant. So much rye in the air. So much high rye in the air. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. I got to make a decision here. Which is best? Yeah, Daniel, I have the same question. I'm not sure if MGP does tours. You know, I think glass number 1 might be the winner. Okay. I'm going to call it. If glass number 1 is the winner, which I am calling it the winner, if this is a perfect 5 out of 5, it's not, but let's say it's a perfect 5 out of 5. Glass number 3, which is in second place for me, is like a 4.8. I mean, these are super, super close. I think the spice on number 1 is amazing and balances out the sweeter flavors a little bit better than the purely dark fruit flavors of glass number 3. And then, obviously, that leaves glass number 2, which is in dead last pretty easily because of these candied orange and off-putting spice notes. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal this now. In my last place, some funny stuff in the chat I'll get to. In last place is glass number 2, and that is Remus 4. Okay, that's a surprise. So Remus 4 had that oddball orange note with really strong cracked black pepper. Yeah, it's just kind of weird. It's too savory for me. It's almost like seasoning that you would put on like a steak or meat. I don't know. It's very odd. It's that spice that's so strange. Yeah. I could see people really liking it if you love citrus and you love candied flavors and high rye. Like all of those things, it's definitely in there. It's just an odd combination of those for me. And, odd proportions, I guess. All right. In second place for me, I had glass number 3. And that's Remus 2. Oh, shit. That's Remus 2. Huh. So Remus 2 for me had more dark fruit than Remus 3. That is very strange. Oh my gosh. I'm going to check the chat here before, obviously, I know what won today, and it's honestly a surprise to me. I would just float in the air like a cartoon towards that place, maybe sneak into warehouses. I can just imagine that cartoon. Someone needs to make that for your Drumline members on your channel, man, like your little emojis or whatever they are. You just floating in the air towards a little bourbon aroma. What else we got here? How would this compare to Belmead Reserve? That's like $70 I can find everywhere. Belmead Reserve, to me, I don't have the new, 108.3 proof, like the set proof of those now. I don't have that. I have like a 113 point something proof before they, before they did that new batching. Anyways, I think the Belmead is more green apple forward, more like traditional green rye spice forward. Not as much oak as these for sure, but a little more punch, a little more kick because the proof is a good bit higher there. You'd bustin'. Fuck your train. That's amazing. Agree, man. It's orange forward. Christmas tree with orange ornaments. That is Remus. What is it? Remus 4? Yeah, that's absolutely it. Been through the plant. That's awesome. 27 and a quarter-inch timpani on reverb for $199. Pickup in Boston. Oh man, if I had the time to drive to Boston, I still don't think I would buy that timpani. I don't know. Although it would be cool. I do have a gong in my basement. It's not mine. I'm borrowing it, but I've been using it for a couple of pieces and like sampling it on some stuff. It's pretty cool to have a gong in your basement. You know, you can put it behind your drum set and go full 80s rock, you know. Yeah, Remus 2, wildly impressive, and maybe my palate's just off tonight. But I get more fruit on Remus 2, but it's a little bit out of balance. Remus 3 right now, which obviously is in the first glass, Remus 3 is so much more balanced, comparing the spice to the sweeter flavors. And now, because Remus 2 here had a lot of fruit going on, maybe that just covered up as I went back and forth. Maybe I didn't give myself enough time to actually taste the fruit in this first glass. So I'm going to see if I can find any of that dark cherry cola that I know is in Remus 3. Yeah, it's in there for sure. Some sweeter notes for sure. But it's not to the level of batch 2. And when I've done a side-by-side of these before, not blind, I never noticed that batch 2 had so much fruit. But maybe that's just because I expected 3 to have the most. For what it's worth, my order is Remus 3, Remus 2, and Remus 4. Remus 4 dead last. Not a fan. Might have to like trade away that bottle. There's only a little bit out of it, so I'm sure someone would want it. What do we got here in the chat? So glad I came across it. Reverb is a dangerous site. Oh yeah. So is Music Go Round. You can find some real gems in Music Go Round sometimes. Thought you said bong. What size? Oh, gong. Right. What size gong? Peisty 80. I don't know what it is. It's probably like a 36. It's not crazy big. But it's not little. It's not easily transportable either. That's been my wife's goal for a long time. Have a tam, and I bet that's your wife's goal. That's funny. Got that right. Very dangerous. All right. Hey, for all of you tuning in right now, 24 in the chat. This is a new record. That's amazing. It seems funny that 24 is a new record, but hey, I'm working my way up. New channel here. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, doing this blind tasting of Remus right now, just finishing up. Hit the subscribe button. Do all the good YouTube stuff. Chattanooga 111 review just came out, I don't know, 45 minutes ago. So when you're done on the stream tonight, check out that review. It's nice and short, 12, 13 minutes, something like that. And let me know what you think. Loving all the feedback as well on the channel. Some positive, some hate mail. Some people are pissed about the way I called out Yellowstone 2020, but, you know, it kind of is what it is. Hey, Nick, what's up? Cheers. I don't know which one I just picked up, which Remus I picked up, but cheers to you. Cheech says gongs have a... Moving on. You're going to get me in trouble, Cheech. My mom is probably watching, or maybe my fiance. I don't know. A nice little sip of Pellegrino will cleanse that palate between sips. Not sure if it's kosher or whiskey tasting, but yeah, no, sparkling mineral water. A lot of people use that. A lot of people use like Munster cheese, like a really fatty cheese as well between sips. I like that. I like doing Munster, but if I'm not on keto, I don't like eating that much cheese, which I'll talk about that in a second. Originally from Colorado, but no smoky from me. Love what you're doing, man. Keep it up. Thank you, Bryant. Cheers. Thank you so much for checking it out. Really appreciate it. You were spot on. Yellowstone 2020 was a dud. Young bourbon being masked by Armagnac. Yeah, thanks, man. I threw a lot of hate on that bottle in the local groups first because it hadn't hit Ohio yet. I snagged mine on secondary because I was like hoping that I was discovering a good thing up front. I paid $150 for it, but I was like, you know what? If this is Chateau de la Baude level, I'm down. Like, I'm going to pick this up and probably buy a couple more. But then when I got it and it hit Ohio at 120 this year instead of 100, I was just pissed, you know? It's like, it just seems like trickery. And after reviewing Chattanooga 111, I'll buy 3 of those instead of one of these Yellowstones. It's a no freaking brainer. So anyways, yeah, I think the market for Armagnac finished whiskeys is pretty set up right now, and Yellowstone missed the mark. So if you like nutty whiskey at $120, if you want like a decent Jim Beam taste for 120, that's Yellowstone 2020. On the Chattanooga review, most definitely. I really enjoyed both the 91 and 111. I haven't had the 91 yet, but thanks for checking that out. Yeah, great pour there. Lots of just great spice notes, grainy notes. I said raisin bran is kind of what I got on Chattanooga 111. It's a really interesting pour. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to put these glasses, I don't know, behind me. Give me just a second. We're going to make a little transition here. I don't have a giant setup in front of me where I can house all these things. I'm just basically have like a media cart that I wheel in and out of this room so I can sit here and do these live streams. So everything has to be behind me when I make these transitions. Anyone tried Evan Williams 23 yet, says Shannon. I have not. Has anybody tried that? I know Jason, I think you have. I think I've seen that on your channel at one point. Been curious about that because, especially how it stacks up to like a Pappy 23. Obviously, totally different beasts, but I'm just curious about the level of oak on that and whether it's enjoyable or just novel, something that you want to have a sip of because it's so old. Cheers, guys. Okay, so let me grab these pours here. You're probably going to see that business up top and sweats on the bottom here, as I usually do on these live streams. So, you know, judge me, whatever you want. So we got glass 1 here. 5 mystery pours coming up here. Anything could be in these glasses from the old whiskey shelf. And I told my fiancee, Sarah, to make this very tricky for me. So it's probably going to end up being very embarrassing. Alrighty. 24 still in the chat, 25 in the chat, 20 likes. Thank you guys so much. It means a whole hell of a lot to have so much support and for things to have just kind of taken off this week out of nowhere. So that's really, really amazing. Just finishing up getting organized here in front of me without knocking anything off my table here. Yeah, what have we got here in the chat? Funny, I'm sipping regular Yellowstone. It's okay. Good entry bourbon, says Jay. Yeah, you know, the regular Yellowstone Select, because it's priced appropriately, I think it might be a little pricey for what it is. But like that one is like an easy sipper, very watery, a little bit of citrus in there for me, definitely some nuttiness, typical vanilla caramel light profile. That one's fine because it's not $120 or $100. So, but I know some of the other Yellowstone limited editions, like I think people really enjoy 2019 from what I've heard, and I've not tried that one yet. So, Jason says, yeah, the Evan Williams 23 is delicious, very expensive, but not over oaked at all, sweet and toffee. That's really cool. I'd love to try that. And I think it's a decent proof, right? If I remember correctly, I don't think it's like 45% or anything like that. Lito says, as she usually does. Yeah, Sarah's very tricky. Jason in the chat, living that work at home life, drums and drams, it's all good. We'll judge your pores, not your pants. Yeah, don't judge my pants. I'm wearing Fruit of the Loom sleep joggers or some shit. I don't know. I got them from Walmart because they're so comfy and like $10. Yeah, she has been tricky when I haven't asked her to be, Rob. You're right. Daniel, you know, I've been thinking this as well. Sarah's got a great palate, and she's a little bit shy about being on camera, I think, but she does want to get on a video sometime. I know she just got home from the gym like 30 minutes ago when the live stream started. If that wasn't the case, I'm sure she would come in here and hang out. But maybe next week I'll get her in here to sample some of your samples that you're sending me, actually. That would be amazing. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get through all of this chat, and we'll get started here. Hola, chatting 99 rye in hand. Hey, Nick, what's up, man? Every time I see Kona Jams, I have to think about who it is. I got to get that chatty rye from you, actually. I think I owe you 65 or 70 bucks or something for it. First live with you guys on this channel. Watch a couple of your reviews, and very nice. Thank you so much. That really means a lot for you to come check it out. And yeah, the support is amazing right now. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to get my, let's see, I'm going to do this on my phone because it's going to be easier to keep track of things instead of trying to write in front of me right now. So I'm going to open up a note here. The way that I want this to work tonight, maybe I should have made an on-screen graphic. I don't know. The way it's going to work is I have 5 blind pours, and I'm going to try to guess 4 things about them. And each category that I guess is going to be worth a point. So every glass is worth 4 points for a total of 16 points. Can I do math? It's 20 points. It's 5 times 4. It's a long day. Every glass is worth 4 points. I'm trying to guess proof, and that's going to be plus or minus 3 proof points, and I'll get the full point. I'm trying to guess age within 1 year, plus or minus. I'm trying to guess what kind of whiskey this is because I've got Scotch, rye, and bourbon in this room. And the last category, what is the last category? Proof, age, oh, distillery. The last category is distillery. And I'll get a bonus point if I can guess the actual bottle that she has poured for me in any of these glasses. And I think I get half of a bonus point or some crazy shit like that if I get the proof or the age exactly right. So lots of random variables. This might get really frustrating or it might be a lot of fun. So we'll see what happens. Let me check the chat here. That would be awesome. Yeah, I would love to get her on here. So next week I'm going to be doing some Booker's batch comparisons back to 2015. So I'll have 2 batches from 2015, 2 from 2017, 1 or 2 from 2019, and then Boston and Granny's from 2020. So I'm going to do like a big Booker's comparison side by side. I might have to go easy on how much I drink. And I'm trying to do some Russell's Reserve picks next week as well. That a lot of samples of those are on the way. So I'm going to figure out how I'm going to break all these lives up because I can't do like 15 or 16 pours next week because I'm trying to keep it cool here on Drums and Drams, at least for the beginning. So I try to max out around like 9 or 10 pours on some of these lives. So I'll figure it out and let all you guys know and try to get that live stream up and scheduled maybe by this weekend or by Monday, just so all the details are out there and you guys can put it on your little calendars on your phone or whatever. I think your samples will be a hit. I'm excited for Big Man Small Batch. Very excited. Bryant says, sipping single barrel rye here. Very tasty. Is that the barrel proof or a single barrel? Because I haven't tried the new single barrel proof rye, and I really want to try that one. Really looking forward to the samples review. Should be very interesting. Yeah, Lito, I can't wait to try the Cutty Sark from the 1970s. So I bought my current bottle of Cutty Sark. I just snagged a liter of that for like $18. And that stuff is terrible. But I think the 1970s version is going to be a little bit better when I try that one. 2 + 2 = bourbon. Aiden, what's up? Hey, welcome back to the stream. Thank you for coming out this week again. I've seen you on some different streams this week, so it's good to have you here, man. Oh, shit. Here we go. Alrighty. So this is the first debut of all of my black Glencairn glasses, which I'm so stoked to have. And the final pour tonight, or of this 5-part blind flight, the final pour is in this golden chalice, the golden Glencairn. And I told Sarah for that one to really, really throw me off. So this last one, I'm sure she's going to be very cruel about it. But glass number 1 here, black Glencairn. Let's see if I can get some of these categories and get some points here. Before I get started, oh my God, 30 viewers watching right now. That's definitely another record tonight. We're going to keep growing here. If you're watching, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy what you're seeing. Doing some blind flight action here. So thank you guys so much for the support. Yet again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. Jason says, you need to come over and make a dent in the whiskey room. Dude, you don't have to tell me twice, man. Any day, I will be over there making a dent in the room. And I want to bring you my old granddad 1983 bonded from National Distillers. That's one I want for you to try. Probably one of the only things I have that you might not have. Maybe you do have a National Distillers old granddad, but, anyways. Preferred distillery for store picks. I don't know if I could choose one, honestly, because I don't have a ton of store picks because Ohio kind of sucks for that, to be honest with you. So I might have to punt on that. I would say Knob Creek, though, probably. You get a 15-year store pick. You can't really beat that. All right. I'll get back to the chat here in just a second. Okay, so this first one is definitely a Scotch. I'm going to go ahead and write these things down so I don't forget. I'm saying number 1 is definitely a Scotch. You can smell the barley sugar in here immediately. And this is not an old Scotch at all. Pretty young, pretty citrusy and bright on the nose here. It's kind of nice to smell some Scotch after so much bourbon. I've been really taking it easy on Scotch over the last 6 months because I've been in such a bourbon craze. So it's nice to always revisit Scotch. Jay says, you youngins with 9 or 10 pours. I'm like 2 or 3. Hey, man, I'm getting there. Every week is like, or every 6 months. Let me not exaggerate. Every 6 months is like, holy shit, okay, I can't keep doing this, Sipped an ounce of Barstown Fusion 3. Really opened up. Fusion 3 is pretty good. A little bit pricey for what it is, but pretty freaking good. I actually have one. Jesus Christ. Of course you do, man. Well, shit. There it goes. Well, I have a Johnny 1982 that I'd love for you to try. Johnny Walker Black. I know you're maybe not as big on Scotch, but I think you do like Scotch, so maybe a 1982 Johnny Black. That's actually a much better pour than it sounds like. All right. So, like I said, glass number 1. This is definitely a Scotch. It's a really approachable proof. Seems like around like a 43%. I don't think it's as weak as 40. I think we're a little bit higher than 40%. I'm going to say 43 for right now, in that range. The flavor profile, it's a little bit coastal smelling to me. If you guys have ever had like a Campbelltown Scotch or an unpeated Isla Scotch, or even something from really far up north, Klein Leash and things like that, they have sort of that briny sea air note in there, and a lot of some like citrus and a little bit of lemon zest and ginger, barley sugar, that kind of thing. I'm getting those kind of notes here on glass number 1. Not a lot of oak here. Interesting. Good bit of spice, though, on this first glass. Checking out the chat here. Yeah, what don't you have? I would love to see that whiskey room. Dang. Should have bought you a Powerball ticket. We could split the winnings. Stag 15 I scored today. So good. Hey, I mean, look. My first review of Stag 15 was like right after I opened the bottle, and it was like a proof bomb out of the bottle. And I've watched a couple other reviews now. I re-reviewed it on Sunday, and it moved all the way up to basically tying batch 12 for me when I re-reviewed it. It got so much sweeter, so much more candy sweetness and traditional Stag Junior notes in there. Batch 12 might win out for me just a little bit because I like those darker flavors, the darker cherry, the oak, more like thick, rich molasses flavors, brown sugar on batch 12. I like those a lot, but 15 is like very, very close. There's a really strange rye note I get in Stag 15, even still after it's opened up for a while. And I'm trying to see if other people are noticing this. It's like a little bit of green rye spice that I don't get in any of the other Stag Junior batches going back to batch 12. So I'd be curious to know anybody else's thoughts. Oh, you don't have a King of Kentucky. Well, understandable. That's secondary on that is bananas. Reverse, way more into Scotch at the moment. Yeah, I go through phases. I swing back and forth bourbon and Scotch. Sounds good. Love Scotch. Yeah. 1982 Johnny Black, man. It's killer. Okay. So I'm going to come back to glass number 1. I'll say Scotch. Right now I'm going to say it's a 43% ABV. Distillery, that's a tough one. It seems young. I mean, you know, this could be a Bunnahabhain 12, which is something that I just recently picked up. It could be a Bunnahabhain 12. That is tough. Okay, I'm going to say 45% ABV is my guess right now. I'm going to say it's around 12 years old, and I'm going to maybe say that it's a Bunnahabhain 12, but I'm not entirely sure. That's what we're going to go for right now, and I will return to glass number 1. Let's see what we got here. So damn true. The only thing I win. Just give something right. So haven't had a chance to try the BP yet, but love the single barrel store pick here. That's great. Yeah, I got to get my hands on that Jack single barrel proof rye. Lurking for a while. Hey, Lone Wanderer 360. I think you commented on a video and I haven't gotten back to you. I'm so sorry. Trying to do my best here with little work balance with drums and drams balance, but Daniel says, got to dip out. My wife just got done putting our son down. Ecstatic to see the success tonight. We'll see if there's any success tonight on this blind flight, but thanks, Daniel, for checking it out. Your samples are in the mail. I'm going to get you tracking information when the live stream is over tonight. So thanks, man. Cheers. Oh, wow. I haven't tried the GTS from this year, so. Okay, I'm going to just kind of skip through the chat here and keep this thing moving. Holy cow. Thank you guys so much for all of, for hanging, for all the support, everything. Buna is amazing. Yeah, it really is. This 12, and I think this is the 12 year, but I'm not entirely sure. Let me show you guys what's in glass number 1 because I haven't shown you yet. So let me hold this note card up. Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. If you've confirmed it, just let me know. Okay, put that back down. Great. Yeah, Keith, the 80s Old Granddad is insane. It's a totally different type of flavor. The mustiness in there, it's just the National Distiller stuff's unlike anything else. Boona and Brooklady. Love Talisker too. Yeah, Brooklady's great. I haven't had a lot from them though, because like the Black Art and the whatever the other one is, Octomores, like so expensive, man. All right, glass number 2 here. Let's go in the correct order. Glass number 2. Let me check this out. Holy shit. Okay, that's high proof. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just because I took the lid off. These have been sitting here for 3 hours with lids on because Sarah had to do this as soon as she got off work. Okay, it's not as high proof as I thought. That was just all that built up alcohol. That might be a scotch too. Oh my gosh. If you guys are hanging out here and you haven't liked the video already, please consider doing that. 29 in the chat, 24 likes. Let's get 29 likes. You know, let's try to do that. Get a little 1-to-1 ratio between viewers and likes. Thank you guys for checking this out. Really appreciate it. Oh shit, this is going to be hard. Oh, interesting. So glass 2 seems like a scotch as well. Maybe slight sherry influence, but pretty ethanol forward, or like there's not a lot of flavor in it in the nose right now, at least for me. Keith says that look was classic. Looks like I almost got knocked over. Yeah, I've never let a glass sit out for 3 hours with a lid on it before, so I can only imagine like the cloud of fucking like ethanol that's sitting at the top there waiting to just punch you in the face. You know, glass number 2 also smells coastal to me. Like the same sorts of like lemon zest and ginger and barley sugar notes as glass number 1. And Sarah said that she did some tricky shit in this flight, so oh god. But there might be some sherry influence in here. Oh god, this is going to be hard. Glass number 2 almost reminds me of Clynelish 14 in the sense that it's a little bit waxy with the coastal notes, like that beeswax type note, but I don't know. Let me just go to the palate here and see what's going on. That's really good. Ooh. Oh shit. I thought it was waxy, but it might be like Glen Morangy sweetness. I don't know. Oh, that's tough. But there's almost like some peat in glass number 2 here as well. Like unpeated, but like not distinctly peated, if you know what I'm saying. It's like an unpeated malt that still has a little bit of smoke, residual smokiness to it. Yeah, that could be Clynelish. Could be a Dalwhinnie, because it's got some of those like heather, honey notes and coastal type characteristics in there. Glass number 1, still thinking Boona 12. Oh, this is really tough. Let me continue here on glass number 2. Oh, by the way, for those of you in the chat, I totally forgot to mention this. In the description of this video, I don't know if you're on your phone, on your computer. So if you're on your computer, this will probably work. If you're on your phone, it'll probably cancel or like move you away from YouTube. I'm not sure. I put a link in the description to a Google Drive document, which has my complete inventory. So Aiden just said it could be Deanston. It couldn't be Deanston because I don't have any Deanston. I'm not sure that we get any Deanston in Ohio, and if we do, it's like very recent that it's distributed here. But all of my inventory is in that document, so you can kind of look through and see if I say it's a Scotch, you can see what I have Scotch-wise, and maybe start venturing some guesses of your own to kind of determine that. So I wanted to put that in there to make this a little more fun for all of you. Never mind then, yeah. Bourbon Buddies, cheers. Hey, thanks for coming and checking it out. Peter, Aiden, Jason, yeah. It's amazing to have so many people in the chat hanging out. I didn't show you guys what's in glass number 2. Let's check this out here. Give me a little thumbs up if you can see. Alrighty, let's put that down. So that's glass number 2. Yeah, glass number 2 to me is not feeling quite as sweet as a Glenmorangie. It's feeling a little more like Dalwhinnie territory or Clynelish. And I'm thinking because I have a Dalwhinnie Distillers Edition, this could possibly be that. I think I still have some Dalwhinnie Distillers Edition left. Yeah, I do. It's down there. So, I don't know. The spice notes on here are significantly more, and because the Distillers Edition has a secondary finish, I think it's probably picked up a little bit more oak spice in there. So, number 2 for right now, I'm going to say it's a Scotch. I do believe that. I'm going to say the proof is 43%. Good spice notes on there. Good bit of kick. I'm going to say the age here is a little more complex. I'm going to say the age is 14 years because I'm thinking it could be Clynelish, but it could also be Dalwhinnie Distillers, which I think is 15 years. So I'm going to say 14 years. And right now, I'm going to venture a guess that it's Dalwhinnie. I will come back to that, and maybe I'll change my mind here and go with Clynelish. Rick says, hold the card up. I need to get my glasses. Just kidding. I think the card maybe is working a little bit better tonight, but I am going to start probably doing some sort of like dry erase thing that I can like flip up and show you guys and turn my head. That's going to be in line with me, so that way it's in focus, just like the bottles on the drum are as well. So that's the next idea. Still a little bit ghetto, though, for a blind tasting here. Okay. Glass 1 and 2. Let's go to glass number 3 now. Let's see if we can get a bourbon or a rye in here. The scotches are throwing me tonight. Okay. There we go. There's a bourbon. Or some sort of American whiskey. Hell yeah. Drummers absolutely unite. Yes. So many drummers have been in the chat. That's awesome. Lone Wanderer, my little town store doesn't have a huge selection. I don't ever see Boona for sale. Pretty much just Glenmoe, Glenlivet, and Glenfiddich. Yeah. Those are the standards, and of the bunch, I tend to like Glenmorangie just a little bit more. The Glenlivet stuff is okay. It's kind of uneventful for me. Glenfiddich, when you get to the 15, that's like a great everyday sipper. I don't know about you guys, but Glenfiddich 15 Solera, really great everyday sipper. It's got a little bit of everything going on in there. The 18 is good. Little like black tea notes in there, like over-stewed black tea. Some like really gentle caramels and things like that. But I don't know. It's not enough for me to want to pay $100, $120 for a Glenfiddich 18 all the time. So I tend to go Glenmorangie because I like that profile a lot, even though it's a little bit sweeter and more citrus, tropical forward. Their special releases are typically really good, and I love the Alta. I love even the new cake release. A Tale of Cake is a great one. So, Signet is probably my all-time favorite from Glenmorangie. I haven't tried any of the like crazy $700 bottles or anything like that, so I can't speak to those. Let's see. Glenlivet Double Oak a lot. I think it's a good one. Yes. Is that the Founders Reserve, I think? I think that's the one you're talking about. I know they also came out with a Caribbean finish, and I'm sure that's also another one that's good for bringing people to Scotch. Yeah, Bourbon Buddies, what's in the glass tonight? Hey, what are you guys sipping on tonight? Let me know in the chat. I'm very curious. I don't know what the hell I'm sipping on tonight, so I haven't known all night. It's one of those kind of nights. Okay, so glass 3. Definitely we're dealing with a bourbon here. I don't believe this is a rye, but this shit is cask strength. This is a barrel-proof bourbon through and through. It is very, very strong. So on the nose for me, I'm going 60+% right now. I'm going to write down on my phone bourbon, at least 60% when we do this final point breakdown or whatever. All right, I don't know what's going on in this glass. Yeah, Aiden says, for the record, Klein, Leach, Dalwhinnie, and Deanston sit in a very similar flavor group. Yeah, and I haven't had any of the Deanston, but that makes sense. I know Deanston does a virgin oak that a lot of people really like, especially bourbon drinkers who are trying to get into Scotch. Anything that's double oaked or either finished in a new American oak cask or even aged exclusively in a never before used American oak cask. Those are typically the scotches that bourbon drinkers really like because they have, so many traditionally bourbon type flavors in there. Those are the best nights. John J. Bowman single barrel. Yeah, good freaking choice, Rob. Woodinville Madeira cask finish. Haven't been big on Woodinville, but I think I need to give them another try, especially something like that. That sounds great. Larceny, and then going to try Woodford Store pick I got. 17. I haven't had the 1792 12 year yet, so I'd love to try that. Other stuff sounds good. I'm not so hot on Larceny right now. The barrel proof stuff, I think we need a little more time for some of those. Sipping on some chicken stock. Oh, I'm so sad, Lito. I'm sorry. It's pretty soon you'll be sipping on a 1982 Johnny Walker, so that'll be good. Haven't had this one yet, but I really want to try it. Eagle Rare OF here. Cheers. Is that a combination of Eagle Rare and Old Forester, or is that a store pick, or I don't know. Torn, I can buy HT Barrel Proof 2020 Mixers 10 for... Ooh. I mean, this all depends, Keith. I mean, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no up front, but it also depends on how well off you are financially. I'm just going to say that. For me, that's a definite no. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've never tried an E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof before, but I think for me, if I'm going to go for that, I'd probably spend like 120, 150, maybe even 200 because I've never had it. I'll never see it here in Ohio because I don't go and stand in lines for 3 hours. So like, I'd probably pay $200 if I really wanted it. Not the 400 plus it goes on secondary, but that's tough. I don't think I would do that. But I don't know. Maybe if it's worth it. If it's worth it, maybe. But I can't see myself doing that. Need to give their cast strength stuff a shot. Okay. I'm going to have to check it out then. Oh, Eagle Rare Old Fashioned. Duh. I'm so not into cocktails right now. It's not even on my mind. Yeah, I'm sure they're both so good, Jason. I mean, that's a lot of money, but if you can do it and you really want it, I would do it. It's definitely below secondary on both of them, so kind of depends. All right, so glass number 3. Let me show you what's in glass number 3 really quickly. So now you can judge the shit out of me as I try to guess it. All right, here we go. Give me a little thumbs up if you can see it. Make sure the camera focused and all that good stuff. All right, put it down. Here we go. It almost smells, I mean, there's a ton of proof in here. Lots and lots of spice. Almost seems like a high rye MGP type product, but it also seems a little bit like it could be finished, like a finished bourbon. There's some fruity notes at this really high strength, kind of throwing me off a bit, but there's a lot of rye spice in here. Huh. Very. Oh, shit. It's sweet. It's high proof. It might not be above 60% ABV. I'm not sure. Definitely around like that 55 mark, I would say, at minimum. Very, very sweet. Maybe a little bit of banana here in the end. The oak is appearing at the end, but it's sweet oak, not too tannic necessarily. It's pretty balanced, leaning more towards the sweet side. Some sort of like really distinct fruity note in there. I don't know if it's like candied cherry or something like that. Okay, all right. I'll email you tomorrow so I have a couple to see if you can help me find. I don't know if is that to me, Hank? If it is, go ahead and send me an email. Don't let the FOMO get you, brother. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but look, I mean, I've paid $350 for a Chateau de la Baude on secondary. I can't talk, you know. I've always purchased a lot on secondary because for me, the time it saves you trying to go out of state or do other things to get these bottles, wait in line for 3 hours. It's like I'd rather just pay a premium on some of them. Some of them are insane, and I'll never do it. Like Old Rip, I'm never gonna pay $600 for an Old Rip, but to each their own. I haven't had the 2020 Michter's 10 rye or the bourbon, so let's see. JD Bearproof Rice. Thanks, Jason, for the recommendation. Don't rub it in, Rick. I really want to try that. All right, let's go back to glass 3 here. It's still really ethanol forward. It almost seems like brandy finish to me on the nose, but the palate didn't quite scream that. I don't know. Like, it could be a Bardstown apple brandy finish, the Copper and Kings collab. Could be, again, you're going to think I'm crazy. It could be like a 1920, because I got like a little banana at the end and like some candied cherry throughout, but a high proof. I could see it being like a 1920. I could see it being a Discovery 4 from Bardstown. Some of those discoveries can trick you in blind sometimes. I don't think it's a Chateau de la Baude, though. It's not that dark and that fruity. Man, that is a tough one. I'm just kind of like looking at my shelf now, like, what the hell could this be? Maybe it's a 1792 foolproof pick. It could be that. I'm going to write down these ideas. 1792, 1920, Bardstown Bourbon Company, brandy, question mark. I don't know. This one's tough. To me, it's seeming like it's around that 60% mark. I'm convinced that it's a little bit higher than like a 55. I don't think it's a Bardstown Discovery. I think it's something different. I never buy off a secondary. Yeah, I mean, and Aiden, we kind of talked about that on the first comment you left on the channel too. Like, to me, in some cases, it's a necessary evil if I want to be able to try certain things, So it kind of is what it is. Yeah, there can't be many of those left. Absolutely. What else we got here? Can you give me a quick tour of what is on your back wall hanging? Yeah, absolutely, Jay. So let me see if I can point. Okay, cool. So over here, let's talk about the medals on the wall back there. Once upon a time, I was involved in some drumline activities called Drum Corps International. So it's like a somewhat like professional marching band. Let me get the focus back on my camera. Let me scoot up here so it'll find me. There we go. So I was involved in this thing called Drum Corps. I was with a group called the Blue Devils out of California. And so I have a gold medal from one of our seasons there when we won World Finals. And I have a gold and a bronze medal from this other group I was in, Rhythm X. So that's what we got back there. We have a symbol up here, 10-inch AA splash symbol. Sabian is one of my sponsor companies. So I try to hang some of my sponsor stuff on my back wall for other videos. When I was doing a podcast in this room, I used to, want to hype the sponsors and everything like that. I've got a little table here of some rings, class rings, or a little shelf, class rings, wood block, conductor's baton, different musical things. Michael says, trying to explain drum corps. Good luck. I'm not going to try it on here. Everyone can look up Blue Devils after the fact. And it's not the Duke Blue Devils. Yeah, and then we have this mask I got in Beijing on the Great Wall of China. I got this mask when I was playing a concert out there. That was incredible. Up here, just some random flask memorabilia. This is a rustic percussion thing right here. It's one of my companies that does all my wooden temple blocks and products like that. And then I have an old school metronome and a little frog that you can kind of rub and make sounds on back there. So that's what I've got on my back wall. So yeah, just a lot of like different things. Let's get my camera focused back again. I just wanted to sort of decorate a little bit back there. So Columbus Blue Jackets tied it up 2-2. Sweet. All righty. What else we got here? To all the drummers that play Mean Triangle, let me know from me. Like I said originally, it's your money and your channel. I just don't like secondary, but you aren't me, and that's good. Yeah, man. And what I hope about me admitting that sometimes I purchase on secondary, I hope I'm not offending anybody. It's like everybody makes their decision. Secondary is going to exist whether or not 5 of us decide we're going to do it or not. So for me, it's a great thing because Ohio doesn't get a lot of these products. And so if I want to pony up the cash, I can pony up the cash. Otherwise, though, I try to avoid it. So many more cowbell jokes. All right, I got to get back to this shit. Glass 3 is so confusing. It could be a knob store pick because those are 60%. I've got a couple really nice knob 15 store picks. I got a FIVA. All right, guys. I don't know what the hell is in glass number 3. It's like a little unrefined. The spice is a little out of whack with the fruitiness. Like, I don't know what this is. I get cherry notes. I get almost a brandy finish note. There's good oak on the back end. The slight banana. A lot of oak on the front end and dark fruits. My guess right now is going to be the Bardstown Bourbon Company apple brandy finish. I'm going to guess the proof is, I'm going to say 60%, and I'm going to think it's the Bardstown apple brandy finish, but I don't know. I'm going to move on from glass 3. I've spent too much freaking time here. Sorry, guys. Good Lord. The only prescription's more cowbell. Ohio doesn't get certain things because you bogart all the Weller. Dude, Weller's been dry here. From what I understand, I've been looking in the local groups. I don't think Weller has been here for like 5 or 6 weeks. So, yes, there was a point in October and November where people were selling it by the case. Stores that usually don't sell it by the case also, because they had like 25 cases come in and they had to get rid of it. So, yeah, that was interesting. I think we're going to get back to more normal distribution whenever it starts to come back around again. So, don't focus on the proof. Focus on the palate and all the flavors. Yeah, you're right, Keith, man. You're right. That's good advice. You know, and I'm just getting a little bit of that rye spice. There's a slight cardboard note in here, but I don't think it's anything Buffalo Trace. Oh, shit. Is this a Stag Junior? Oh, shit. This could be a Stag Junior. Okay, I'm going to rethink this. I'm going to come back to 3. This could be a Stag Junior. All right, let's go to glass 4. Let's get out of here. I'm stuck in a rut. Oh shit, DC's in the house. What's up, man? Hey, another freaking, oh my gosh. It's like the night of hanging out with awesome whiskey tubers and people you didn't ever think were going to be in your live streams, at least for a long time. What's up, man? Cheers to you. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And cheers to everybody else in the chat as well. We have 25. We have 30 likes. That's amazing. So, really, really cool. Nick's right. Hydrate. I should hydrate. All right. Let me show you guys what's going on in glass number 4 before I take my first whiff of that one. So here we go. Glass 4. Give me a thumbs up that you can see it. Please and thank you. Put that away. Let's check it out. Back to Scotch we go. Okay. Cheers, man. Okay, we're back in Scotch territory. Again, we're looking, this one might have a slight bit of sherry influence, but I'm still getting really ex-bourbon cask heavy notes here. Pretty sweet, seems pretty young in terms of Scotch land, like around 12 years already on the nose. Let me dig in a little bit more here. Yeah, really sweet, really, really sweet confectionery sugar notes. Barley sugar. Oh, yeah, wow. It's just like it's got a little bit of like lemon cake. Like lemon cake, doughy lemon cake, citrus type notes. All right, let's just go to the palate here. Ooh, that took a turn. Oh, that took a weird turn. Okay, I know what this is, almost. It's one of two things. Because it took this freaking turn. Keith, I don't know if you've tried this one. This is either a Glenmorangie Tale of Cake or a Glenmorangie Cadboll Estate based on that finish. I can tell that with a degree of certainty, and I can't remember the proofs on them. I'm going to say that for definitely a Scotch, I'm going to say it's 43% ABV for right now. I'm going to say it's from Glenmorangie. And what's the other category that I need to try to guess here? Oh, age. Well, I'm going to say it's 15 years old because I think this is the Cadboll Estate, but it could be the Tale of Cake, the limited release from this past year. Yeah, okay. So I said it had some, what did I say? Like lemon cake notes or some shit like that. What did I say? Something doughy and citrus zesty. It's got tropical fruits in there. Um, Buttercream, like these kinds of really sweet confectionery notes. So it's either Tale of Cake or Cadboll Estate. I'm I'm actually leaning towards Tale of Cake now based on some of the tropical notes. Okay. I think I nailed this one. Tale of Cake is no age statement, and as part of this challenge I said I needed to guess the age. I'm going to guess no age statement because I think I am confident enough to say that this is Glenmorangie, a Tale of Cake. And that's a limited edition from this past year, about $100. Really, really impressive. But just like the Cadboll Estate, which I have back, let's see, can you see it here? I have back here behind my Glendronix. The Cadboll Estate gets really tannic in the finish the longer it stays open. So a lot of these new Glenmorangie releases have been getting strangely oaky and sour in their finishes when the air gets into the bottle. So anyways, I think I nailed that one. Let's go ahead and move on. I think it's 43%. I don't know. But either way, if I call the bottle, it doesn't matter. Okay, final glass, the golden glass. Let me take a whiff of this before I show you guys what's in here. Okay. Very sweet on the nose. Very sweet on the nose. Honey. Check out what's in glass number 5 in the old Golden Glen. Give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Okay. Something sort of cardboardy on the nose. Grape. This is a Buffalo Trace product. Has to be a Buffalo Trace product. Reminding me of an E.H. Taylor a bit. So what I have, if you guys check out the description of the video and you have pulled up the Google Drive link to my inventory, you'll see what I have from Buffalo Trace. It's a little unorganized, but I have like E.H. Single Barrel, E.H. Small Batch, Rock Hill, Hancock's, Blanton's, Elmer T. So those are like some of the Buffalo Trace products. I have Stag Junior. This is not a Stag Junior. It's not high proof enough, but Buffalo Trace Eagle Rare, like kind of the standards. I have a Blanton straight from the barrel. I don't have a Blanton's Gold. So anyways, I'm thinking this is like between a 90 and 100 proof Buffalo Trace product here in this glass. Which pisses me off a little bit that Sarah put this in a golden glass because we're just reinforcing bad standards about the hype of Buffalo Trace here. But I told her to trick me on the golden glass, so she probably put something obscure in here like Hancock's or something. Really light on the palate. Mash Bill 2. So it's got that brittle caramel and accentuated rye spice that you get from Mash Bill 2. And that itty bitty nuttiness I get on Mash Bill 2 as well in some of these products. Particularly like Hancock's and Rock Hill, I get extra nuttiness. Elmer T smooths out the nuttiness into more honey flavors. It's sweeter. And Blanton's, to me, I get a little bit, I don't know. I mean, it just tastes like Blanton's. You get honey and like a little bit of grape, a little bit of raisin, some corn grain. This one, to me, I'm feeling like this is Rock Hill or Hancock's. Rick, that's a good question. I've never used a whiskey inventory app. I don't know if you guys have or if you have any experience with it, but I'd be curious to know if it's any good. I have an Excel spreadsheet, but I haven't updated it since the summer, and I probably have like 60 or 70 more bottles since then. I was trying to keep track of age, the date I bought it, the date of bottling, the date I opened it, all that kind of stuff. That went to hell very quickly. DC, thanks, man. Yeah, I had my fiance pour these out before she went to the gym tonight. So these sat out in these glasses for about 3 hours before the stream. God, I'm burping here. I'm sound like a drunk alcoholic, but I'm not. I'm not even really tipsy at this point, and I'm just sitting here burping. So that's really, really sad. I'm going Rick from Rick and Morty right now. Yeah, so DC, my fiance poured these, and they've been sitting here for 3 hours with lids on them. But yeah, man, she does a great job with selecting things. She knows my palate. She has a good palate. She kind of knows what we have here. So it's tough. She said she was going to trick me. I don't think this is Hancock's. It's getting grapier. It's getting grapier and grapier. And yes, grape juice or grape soda. Yeah, absolutely. God. It's got a little bit of ethanol on the nose, though. Like, it's making me think that it could be Rock Hill Farms. Rock Hill in a blind for me the other week. Let me see what my order was. Rock Hill came in second. Elmer T won in a blind. I think this might be Rock Hill Farms. The proof. Yeah. I think this is Rock Hill Farms. I'm gonna go with that. And either way, I'm going to say it's 100 proof. And if it ends up for some reason being like an E.H. Taylor or something, at least I get the proof right here. But I'm going to say this is a bourbon. It is from Buffalo Trace. We're talking mash bill 2. I'm going to say, well, Rock Hill doesn't have an age statement, and neither would any of these products really. So I'm just going to say 9 years as a general type thing. And then what's the other thing I need to guess? Proof, 100%. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I have my guesses for... I think I have my guesses for 4 of these. The only one I need to go back to is number 3. And at the very end of guessing on number 3, I realized this could be a Stag Junior. So let me check this out one last time and see what the hell's going on here, because it is high proof. I don't think it's a Stag Junior. There's too much like oak on the nose. And just to remind you all of what's in this glass, let me hold this up one last time. Okay, put it back down now. It's got to be a Bardstown product. It's either the Apple Brandy or Discovery 3 or 4. It's got to be. It's got to be. I'd be curious about these whiskey apps. JG says whiskey suggests, but they're slowing down on updating Whiskey, which is okay. Yeah, I don't even know. Are these the kind that you take pictures of your bottles of, guys, and like check your fill lines and all that kind of stuff? 24 in the chat, 30 likes. It's a great ratio. If you are in the chat and you haven't liked the video, please like the video, sub to the channel, all that good stuff. Check out the Chattanooga 111 review I just posted right before the live stream started. Once we're done here tonight, I think we're going to probably wrap up in the next 15, 20 minutes. So thanks for hanging out, guys. It's been a blast. I really appreciate it. I know the chat's slowing down a little bit because I'm sucking ass right now at guessing these whiskeys. But I'm in like the thick of it. I'm in the final stage, you know. Mortal Kombat, finish him. That's where I'm at. Okay. Is this an Elijah Craig barrel proof? Like, there's no way this is an ECBP. Could be an ECBP. Shit, man. The caramelized like flavors are not heavy enough in glass 3 for me to think that's what this is. I'm looking at my shelf. All right, I just got to take a guess here. Proof, I've already said it's around 60%. I don't think it's brandy finished. I think it's a discovery. I'm going to say it's Bardstown Discovery 4. That's the only thing I got. All right, let's do the final reveal here. Let's see how many points I get out of 20 points. Ugh, good God. It is brutal, Hank. You're freaking right. It is so brutal. All right. Glass number 1. I said Bunnahabhain 12, Scotch. I think I guessed 45% ABV. I think that's like 46 or something like that, but give or take, whatever. Let's see. Oh, shit, that's hard. Glenfarclas 10-year. And that's one that I think I have on my shelf and I've had one pour of. So let me grab that bottle. I'm going to grab these bottles. Well, give me a second here. I'm not going to grab it yet. I'll do these all at once. So I got Scotch correct, so I get 1 point. 45% ABV. I don't think I'm going to get any points for this. 12 years, I said 10. I said we need to be within 1 year. Nope. Bunnahabhain, nope. So let me check the proof on Glenfarclas 12 or 10. All right. What do we got here? Check it in a second. All right. Farclas 10. I love the Farclas 25. The 21 is okay. The lower end of the line I'm not crazy about. 40% ABV. So I got 1 point for number 1. Yeah, and I'm not as familiar with Farclas 10, like I said. Let me pull this out and see the fill line. Yeah, it's literally still in the neck pour. I've had 1 pour of this damn thing. Well, that's unfortunate. Someone says they're switching to Redbreast. Rick, baller. I love that pour. I love Redbreast 15. I love the Lestau. The 12 is fine. I haven't had the 12 cast strength yet, but everybody raves about that. So, goddamn. All right. I'm pissed. Farclas 10. I'm going to go yell at Sarah. She's probably watching right now laughing. Okay, number 2, I said is a Scotch. I was like getting coastal sea notes from this and like some waxiness, a little bit of honey, lemon zest, ginger, barley sugar. And I guessed 14 years because it could be Clynelish 14 or Dalwhinnie 15 in my mind. I said 43% ABV. Glass 2. Clynelish 14. Okay. Let me grab the Clynelish here. Damn it. I don't know the ABVs of some of these Diageo scotches here because they all vary by, basically 3%. So Clynelish is 46 ABV, 46%. But I nailed 14 years. I nailed Scotch. I didn't nail the distillery. So I'll get 2 points for the Clynelish answer. That's fine with me because I was really on the cusp there with that one. Did the drum almost go? See, you guys say that the drum almost went, but I don't think it ever really does. I think it's very resilient. But you know what, Jason? You saw it and I didn't, and I've been having alcohol tonight, so I try to be very careful. I have a little narrow alleyway to get out of here. All right. I'm going to skip glass 3 because it's just going to piss me off. We'll come back to glass 3. Glass number 4. I said this is Glenmorangie, A Tale of Cake. If it's a Cad Bowl Estate, I'm going to be pissed. Cognac cask. What the Glenlivet 14-year cognac cask selection. Josh McClellan, if you are still in the chat, you just told me that you bought this. And I don't say, it's not cognac, it's cognac. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's because I'm angry. I'm mispronouncing things because I'm angry. And I've had a little bit of alcohol. All right, so I thought I had that, but this one had a really tannic finish on it. I smell it now, obviously, after the fact. But the finish totally turned and went sour oak. And this is one of the scotches that I've had the longest time. It's probably been in the bottle open, not for the longest time. What I should say, it's the longest opened scotch that I have probably with me right now that I haven't finished. So it's probably been in that bottle for about a year open, maybe even more. So at this point, it probably has gotten kind of funky in its finish. Damn it, Lito. That's the one I nailed, dude. I'm telling you, I could have sworn this was a Glenmorangie product. Shit. Oh my God. 3 and 4 are gonna piss you off. Oh, Hank, don't tell me any of this, man. I hate you guys. This is why it's fun, though. This is very fun, and it's. What's funny is like Sarah sees what I drink when I drink it. 9 times out of 10. So she knows what to pick. She knows the shit that I don't drink or I haven't had in like 2 months. Damn, I'm embarrassed. This is why you do live streams, to be embarrassed in front of other people. Oh, and I didn't. Yeah, the drama is now part of the assignment. It's like Jenga. It's amazing. Okay. Well, I don't think I got any points on that one, besides saying that it's a scotch. This is fucking pitiful, guys. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching, I said the F word. Although, nope, it's 40% ABV. I said 43. I said no age statement. It's 14. Should have stuck with the 15 age statement of the Cadboll Estate, which is one of my guesses I thought it could have been. Okay, the Golden Chalice of Buffalo Trace here. Mash Bill 2, I hope. I think I said Rock Hill Farms. It's probably going to be Hancock's or Blanton's, so could be it could be anything. Son of a bitch. It's Buffalo Trace. Oh. Okay. Well, what'd I get? I got the bourbon and I got the distillery part. I said 9 years. What is Buffalo Trace 6 to 8 years? I'm not going to give myself any points for that. Okay, so I'll get 2 points on that one. Let's go back to glass 3. This is the last embarrassment I need of my night. Oh, fuck. All right. Glass 3. Oh, Jesus Christ. Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. Damn. And I kind of said that, too. I said it was some sort of brandy finish, and in my mind, I didn't even think about cigar blend. And this makes a lot of sense, because I talked about the rye spice. I talked about the fruity notes. The proof of those, I think, is 62%. I said 60. It's like everything is so close, but that's what you get for doing a truly blind flight. So this was a lot of fun. Embarrassing now at the end, but hey, it is what it is, Don't feel too bad. Regular Buffalo Trace, hard to get where I am. Probably wouldn't have guessed it. I don't ever drink Buffalo Trace, So it's one of those things. Yeah, I would have assumed that she would have grabbed a higher price bottle, but I guess I should have known. And you know why she grabbed it? I'm going to show you guys the bottle of Buffalo Trace that I have. She grabbed this because, like I said, she's been putting little googly eyes on all my bottles. But the Buffalo from Buffalo Trace is amazing. She put little tiny googly eyes on the bottle. I think it's so hilarious. And she's been telling me, hey, have you put Buffalo Trace in any of your videos recently? And I said, no, I haven't. She's like, but you got to, because the eyes are so funny. And this is her way of getting retribution against me, by making me drink Buffalo Trace out of a golden glass. Goddamn. Oh my God. DC says, I'm a fan of the bourbon and Scotch Blind, bro. You got a new subscriber and fan. I have been sleeping on Drums and Drams. Looking forward to future. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for stopping by and checking it out. If you're out of here, cheers to you. If you're not, if you're sticking around, thanks, man. But I really appreciate you being here. And Jason, too, and everybody else in the chat as well. It's been really cool to kind of start plugging into the Whiskey Tube community. I wanted to kind of silently get into this because I didn't want to get out there and promote myself too much and like rub anybody the wrong way, I do enough of that in my day job. There's a lot of self-promotion and marketing in what I do as a musician. And with the Whiskey Tube thing, everybody seems so cool, and it seems like such a wholesome group for the most part, besides some of the debauchery that happens, that I figured I'll just put out good content as much as I can and just try to do my thing the right way. And if it takes a little bit longer, it's probably the the right way to do it. So that's been kind of my approach to all of this, but I appreciate you guys being here. It really means a lot. So let me go back in the chat just a smidgen here before we catch up. BT is 9, 8 to 9. So actually, I mean, look, I'll give myself another point on that thing because I said 9 years for it. So I think out of 20 points, I got 7. That's like a double F. That's a mega F. Okay. Peter says, did you get any of the Springbank Hazelburn releases? Peter, weren't you talking about was it Hazelburn Madeira or Springbank 17 Madeira, something like that? I would love to see that. I would love to try that. Great time. I might have to buy googly eyes, but then it'll make it hard to dump the bottles. Yeah, Jay, like, I think I didn't do this. I just sent out like 16 samples earlier tonight, and I was going to put googly eyes on all the sample bottles, but like, I didn't want to do it yet. I think the next time I send a batch of samples to people, I'm going to put googly eyes on all of them. I think it'll be funny. Hey, thoughts on monkey shoulder? Let me pour a little bit of monkey shoulder and let you know, man. I have a batch 27 over there, so let me pour that. Hank says, great fun. Thank you so much. Funny, nice to have a partner that is humorous. Yeah, she's great. I hope she's watching. I think my old granddad needs some googly eyes. I don't know if you are following my Instagram or not, but old granddad does have some freaking googly eyes. Jason says, I like the Scotch and bourbon mix too. Thanks, man. Like I said, I got my start on Scotch for the most part. At least my like critical palate training. That sounds ridiculous. My palate development started on Scotch and then went to bourbon, which I think helped me in a lot of different ways. Bourbon is, in general, I hate to generalize, but it's closer together on the flavors. You know what I mean? And Scotch can vary from like the crazy peated shit to Glendronach 21 Sherry Bomb. So for me, Scotch helped me distinguish general categories at first and then get more specific. Then when I went to bourbon, it was like everything's vanilla, caramel, butterscotch, oak, cherry, banana. Now let's dissect this even further and talk about how the palate lays out, from front to back and what the experience is. So I think like when I recommend it to people on how to train, I say start on Scotch, even though it's more expensive. Some people might disagree, but that's kind of my method, Keep up with the bourbon release. You have so much time. Yeah. Yeah, between Scotch and bourbon, there's so much. I can't keep up on anything, and trying to do both of them, trying to keep up somewhat on both of them means that I don't get a lot of the history behind it, because just reading articles and stuff, it's like I'm trying to just taste so much, or Scotch, bourbon, going back and forth. So maybe I need to focus a little bit more, but I'm not sure. I love Springbank. I mean, oh my God. I was shut out of the Springbank 17 Madeira, but got Hazelburn 13 Oloroso. Okay, Peter, someone else on the last live stream had a Springbank 17 Madeira, I thought. Bet your turkey bottles look funny. Yeah, I got a wild turkey with a big old googly eye for sure. Okay, let me grab that monkey shoulder. DC says Shunky Molder sucks. I'm not going to disagree with you, DC. Let's see what we got here. Where the hell is my monkey shoulder? Oh, it's all the way in the back. Well, that's not a good sign. Okay. I got a couple of glasses here. In the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be making a video about, different whiskey glasses. I think most channels kind of have a video like that. Let's get the autofocus here. I'm going to make a video about different whiskey glasses. I've got some Tua glasses, Norland, Copitas, neat glasses, Glencairns, short-stemmed glasses, blah, blah, blah. So trying to get used to a lot of the different glasses so I can talk educatedly about the tasting experience with them. So I'm going to sip monkey shoulder out of this Tua glass here. I can already smell the sweetness. Oh, shit. DC says, Ardbeg Oogie was my first love. Yes. That is some good shit. I started on Lefroy 10. That was like my intro to all whiskey, besides casually sipping Woodford at home and thinking I was cool, on the rocks. I started with Lefroy 10, and I think from there I went to Ardbeg, then Glenmorangie, Quinta Ruban, and then it kind of took off from there. So, yeah. Okay. Ooh, this doesn't smell good. I've only sipped this bottle of mine, I think twice. Well, yeah, because I mean, we're only here on the bottle, and half of what is gone was probably given to guests who like this stuff. So, whew, yeah, it's like aggressive and but not in a proof way, just in like a grain alcohol kind of way. Um, the thing about Monkey Shoulder, what's funny is like it's blended malt scotch. So this is all single malts blended in. There's no grain whiskey actually present in here. No age statement at all. It's not like Johnny Black where you have a 12-year age statement. But super Speyside characteristics here with that sweetness and that nuttiness, but it's got this grain alcohol characteristic to it that is not pleasant. See you later, Josh, man. Thanks for coming by. We'll be in touch, dude. We got to do a virtual tasting, you and I, sometime soon. I got to send you some samples, man. I like the monkey emblem thing. Yeah, the monkey emblem's great. It's great. And the googly eyes really set it off. Rick says Lefroy rocks. You know, now that I'm into like other scotches and other things like that, it's hard to go back to Lefroy. I need to get some more aged examples of Lefroy, and I have a Lefroy PX cask over there that I got in Europe last November. I think it's like 48% ABV. It was a liter bottle of the PX cask. That's a great Lefroy because the PX kind of rounds it out a bit. I need to try like the Lefroy 25 or something like that to really get into some of the older versions because it is so medicinal, and I got started on that kind of peat smoke, but now I don't ever find myself wanting it necessarily unless I'm having a cigar. If I'm outside by a fire drinking scotch and smoking a cigar, that's a kind of time where I want like an Ardbeg or a Lefroy for whatever reason. Have a 9-year Heaven Hill finish. Holy shit, that sounds crazy. Is that an independent bottling? I've never even heard of something like that. Monkey Shoulder kind of smells like sweaty balls. I'm not going to do the old scratch and sniff right now. I'm just going to smell the Monkey Shoulder. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, maybe my balls smell kind of like almonds a little bit or something. I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, Lito, there is a funk in here. Much in the way that the Glenlivet 14 cognac cask in the blind tasting just now reminded me of the tannic finish of some of the recent releases from Glenmorangie, the Cake and the Cadwell Estate. This also has that tannic oak finish, like sour, citrus sour oak, if that makes any sense. That's definitely present in the Monkey Shoulder. I would do this too. I don't have any ice with me right now. I think if I was like out at a bar with somebody and Monkey Shoulder was like $6 a pour and I wasn't trying to break the bank, I'd put this over ice and sip it and it would be no big deal. Absolutely. And I've never had it in a cocktail, but I know a lot of people use it to mix drinks, so I'm sure that's pretty good too. If I drink Monkey Shoulder, I do ice and small splat. Yeah, I need to try that. Because I think these flavors, honestly, there's like 7-Up and Sprite flavors in here. Oh, God. I'm belching. Oh, no. We're here. There's like 7-Up and Sprite flavors in this Monkey Shoulder, citrus flavors. And if you put soda water and ice in here, I think it would be really refreshing. The nuttiness is fine. It's really, really sweet. So, you know, for what it's worth. Aiden says, most I recommend it to people who want to move up from something like Johnny Red or Dewar's. I'm not going to claim it's great. Yeah, this was your idea, man. Yeah. I do understand, though, why people use Monkey Shoulder to introduce others to Scotch. I do it, too, sometimes. Trying to show, like, characteristic Speyside notes. in a the most approachable way, I go here for that. So I've not had Blanton's on ice, Aiden. I've never actually tried that, so you could be right about that. All right, well, shit, long night. Not really. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'll stay on until 10. If anybody has any ideas of, again, my whiskey list is in the chat, or in the description of the video, rather, on a Google Drive link. If you see anything you'd like me to try or do a side-by-side of, I'm game for 1 or 2 more pours right now. Otherwise, I'm happy to hop off. I'm sure Sarah's in there hanging out. We've got a lot of TV and movies to watch, so it's up to you guys. If you have anything you see that you'd like for me to compare, here's what I'm going to say. Before tonight's live stream, I put out my Chattanooga Cask 111 review. Go check that out. It's a short one, like probably 13, 14 minutes or something like that. I just finished it today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be wrapping up. I've already shot it. I just need to edit my Elijah Craig Toasted review now that I've given it some months to open up. I compared that next to the Old Forester 1910 Woodford Double Oaked. So that's going to come out tomorrow. And I have a bunch of stuff in the works as well, but just not enough time to shoot it all. So over the next week or so, I'm probably going to be dropping, another 2 or 3 videos before next Thursday's live stream. I'm really excited about all of that. But Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, that's going to be my live stream time weekly now until someone comes along who has 100,000 subscribers, and then I can't compete with them. Because I was competing with the Bourbon Junkies on Tuesday nights like a freaking idiot. So I'm not going to do that anymore. But, yeah. Anyways, that's what's coming up right now. So let's see what we have in the chat. Chunky multi-purpose can peel paint. Yeah, they're peeling the inside of my esophagus right now. Kurosawa, that is that. Jesus Christ. I don't know if I would open that either. I think I would hang on to that one. Keith, Cameron, do you normally travel a lot? What's your favorite city for drinking whiskey? Well, Keith, I'll say this. I would say in a normal year, I'm probably gone 20 weeks out of the year. And not full weeks necessarily, but like 20 different weeks where I'm just somewhere. It could be Indianapolis, it could be China, it could be Germany, whatever. And, when it comes to like drinking whiskey on the road, I tend to not do it. I tend to drink really, really shitty beers on the road. So here's what I like. I like bourbon, scotch, obviously, rye whiskey, all that kind of stuff. And I like stouts, stout beers. I like really malty, like imperial IPAs, double IPAs, stuff like that. Hazy IPAs I like as well, like juicy IPAs. And a good bit of sour beers. But I try to go as cheap as I can when I'm traveling, just because like it doesn't make sense for me when I'm traveling to spend $30, $40 on a pour when I can come home and I have 200 bottles to choose from. And it's like I've worked hard for these bottles and paid a lot of money for them. So I tend to not drink whiskey when I travel. I tend to drink like house cocktails if they have something that looks really amazing and they have like a nice, bartender behind the bar who looks like they know what they're doing. Or I will get like a stout, and if nothing good is there and I'm going to overpay for whiskey, I'll literally drink like a Miller High Life, unfortunately. DC says, your Stag Junior list looks like a fun live stream blind. So, DC, I did a review of Stag 15, batch 15, a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now. And batch 15 was like a proof bomb. I had just opened it. It was almost essentially the neck pour. It was like a day after I opened it and drank a fifth of the bottle to try to get it down. So batch 15 didn't do well on that blind. I wasn't blind, actually. That was not blind. That was just 15 through 12. And then I re-reviewed 15 up against batch 12, I think, last weekend. So maybe I should do all of them blind. That would actually be interesting. Jay says, Old Forester 1920. No, this one's 1910. And I just knocked one of his little googly eyes off. This is here because I need to shoot B-roll for the 1910 because it was part of my Elijah Craig Toasted review. I have a 1920 over there, though. 1792 Sweet Wheat, good. I can't find that one. Okay, this is giving me ideas. I'm going to go through the chat here and see what we get. Hibiki, I never had any of that. Lido, you might have already done it. Lido, I actually don't have any Michter's 10 bottles here. I only have the Michter's core line, just so you know. I only have the regular rye, the regular small batch. I don't have any of the 10-year. Let me keep going. Blah, 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 blah. IPAs like chewing on aluminum. Yeah, so, I don't know. IPAs are a challenge for me, and that's kind of why I like it. But I don't ever reach for them and go, yeah, I really want one of those. Let's see. GTS was 15. Holy shit, $15 for a 3-ounce pour of GTS 2020. Well, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so Lone Wanderer 360, and I'm sorry if I don't know your name. I do apologize. Whenever I have people on the live stream, I always want to know people's names. 1792 Sweet Wheat is what you asked about. Jay asked about the 1920. Jay, is there something that you would want to compare the 1920 to maybe? And Lito says the McKenna, my bad. Oh, McKenna, not Michter's. Lito, I don't think there's enough contrast between these two batches of McKenna 10 that I have. I did have a barrel, I did have a single barrel of it, that I brought out to California last time I was there with a buddy of mine as a housewarming gift. And that barrel, I wish I would have never brought out there for him. I had 3 unopened bottles, and I just randomly chose one and brought it out. And it ended up being absolutely incredible. It was full of oak, tasted like a 15-year bourbon. It was amazing. My two are super similar. I was going to include both of them for you. They're almost the exact same thing. So if I would have had that other barrel, though, I would have sent you 2 samples of it. I do apologize. Nah, I just love 1920. Gotcha. Let me pull out the, I did a sweet wheat comparison last week to Nick. Nick in the chat here, Kona Jams, asked for sweet wheat compared to Old Tub, which was a funny comparison. I can pull out the sweet wheat, though, if you want me to. All right. Well, let me see what's behind me. Oh, I should also mention this, guys. Speaking of Nick, Kona Jams, train wreck, he says. Nick gave me the entire benchmark line to review. All of the extensions, the bonded, foolproof single barrel, small batch, top floor, all that good stuff. So I'm going to be reviewing that within the next week as well. So I think only Indiana gets that. So I'm very excited about cracking those open. They're all unopened, and Nick is letting me open them. So very generous. He says unicorn vert. All right, I'm going to pull out some sweet wheat. I'm going to have my final sip of the night. It's going to be some sweet wheat. Let's just see what the hell's going on here. Sweet wheat out of a Tua glass. If you thought monkey shoulder was aggressive, says Aiden. That's a... Yeah, the monkey shoulder's not great, but, the benchmark vertical, I don't have high hopes. Let me smell the monkey shoulder first before we get to the sweet wheat. Neither one of them smells very good. Honestly, sweet wheat smells like a wet dog. You guys know that smell when a dog comes in from taking a piss outside or whatever? Sweet wheat smells like a wet dog. Ugh. It smells almost like... Maybe it's just what I'm comparing it to. It smells like dog piss. I'm so sorry. I'm being so aggressive tonight. It's better on the palate for sure. It just had a very funky smell. Honestly, it could be the glass. I did clean these glasses very well, but it could be the glass. It's just really, really sweet, and it's got just such a strange grain flavor in there, the sweet wheat. I just don't like it. It's not my thing, but there is like some really nice sweet caramel notes in it. Slight bit of grain, corn grain, because the wheat is a passive grain, so it just kind of hangs back and lets the corn sweetness do its thing. But I don't understand why people pay 100, $120 for this on secondary. It doesn't make any sense to me. Well, look, it could be the glass. Like, some of my glasses, what I do is I run them through the dishwasher and then I hand wash them. Like, I'm real particular about my glasses, but I like to run them through the dishwasher, especially if I have guests over. I'm just kind of weird about germs and shit like that. So it's like, let's throw them in there. Let's heat them up. Let's do the whole thing. Pull them out. Sometimes my Tua glasses in particular will smell weird out of the dishwasher for whatever reason. Maybe it's when they air dry. So then I do rewash them by hand with like a little Glencairn, cairn cleaner scrubber. And that's how I do it. But it could be the glass, but I think it's the sweet wheat. Does anybody in the chat like sweet wheat? Does anybody in the chat chase sweet wheat down and stock up on it? That is my question. Aiden's trying to trade his out, so here we are. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I guess between the sweet wheat and the monkey shoulder, I'm going to take the sweet wheat. The monkey shoulder is paint thinner. Absolutely paint thinner. Yeah, sweet wheat is not killing it. No wet dog. Again, could be my glasses. Could be my glasses, but it is a one and done pour, Nick. I just saw you said that. All right, guys. Well, look. I think I'm about wrapped up here. Sarah's probably out cold by now. She's an early sleeper. A heavy sleeper, too. I'll come to bed. I'll toss and turn for 3 hours, and she will never wake up. So, anyways, I'm going to jump off here. It's been a great night. DC says now you need some Malort and Dickel Tabasco. I am going to definitely get into some more blind flights and things that people send in for me to try. Haven't gotten there yet, but I think the interest in the channel is growing to the point where that might happen. So that would be awesome. Oh shit, Scott's here from My Bourbon Journey. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, cheers to you. I'm not going to cheers you with sweet wheat or monkey shoulder. Let me get a good pour. This is Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend, so I'll say cheers with a Joseph Cigar Blend. Oh yeah, much better. Oh, so good. I'm going to jump off here now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, if you haven't liked the channel or liked the video, subscribe to the channel, all that, please do. Come back next Thursday for another live stream. Sometimes I jump on during the weekends randomly. I'll do a second chance Sunday for a pour that didn't impress me, but maybe has gotten better over time, like Elijah Craig Toasted. Maybe I'll do a second chance Sunday for an Elijah Craig Toasted coming up. I don't know. But next week and the week after, I'm going to try to balance some Booker's pours from the last 6 years, Russell's store picks, benchmark vertical. I've got a lot of things to try to balance out between the next couple of weeks of live stream, so I might add some extra ones in there. Just keep an eye out on the channel for that. I really, really appreciate you all being here, and this has been a freaking awesome night, so thank you all so much. Let me check the chat one last time here. Until next time, yeah, Aiden, if you're not working, stop by. I'll see most of you tomorrow. Oh, yeah, ADHD Whiskey. Matt's stream, I'm sure, is going to be tomorrow, so... Steve, thank you so much for coming out. DC, cheers. Thanks for coming out. Jay, everybody else, thank you guys so much. Cheers to all of you. Gonna go ahead and take off here.